The Creator might be one of the most important movies that came out this year, and I really want to talk about it with you guys. Ooh, let me Google The Creator. I'm gonna read a summary. I'm gonna read a summary of the movie from IMDb. Wonder what that's gonna sound like. Ew, my hair. Okay. Against the backdrop of a war between humans and robots with artificial intelligence, a former soldier finds the secret weapon, a robot in the form of a young child. Hello. The Creator stars John David Washington, Madeline Univoyles, Gemma Chan, and Allison Janney. It is directed by Gareth Edwards, and the cinematography is done by Oren Sofer and Greg Fraser, right off the heels of the Batman and Dune fame. I think this might just be one of the best movies of the year. Yeah, Barbie and Oppenheimer both happened, and they were both fantastic. Talk to Me also happened, and it was also phenomenal. And that's really what I want to talk about, because I really think that we are in a wave of originality. It's starting to peek through. It's starting to peek through those dark, dark storm clouds of the MCU and all the Disney Plus shows that are going on right now and all the different cinematic universes and all of that stuff. Don't get me wrong. I loved Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and I really loved the Loki show on Disney Plus. And I watched Andor, and Andor was actually really cool. But we're not talking about IPs today. We're not talking about franchises, and we're not talking about cinematic universes or anything that's connected to anything. We are talking about something new that someone thought of and just came up with and got a $80 million budget and just fucking made it. We're talking about The Creator, one of the most original sci-fi films to come out in a very long time. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest about it. I think we are gonna get a wave of people saying that it's not as original as it is, and it's kind of overrated and blah blah blah, what have you. Most movies have those people. Yes, there are some concepts in this movie that have been done before, right? You know, the whole questions of what does it mean to be alive? What constitutes life? At one point, when you play with artificial intelligence, are you just creating something that is literally intelligent? And at what point are you just playing God and creating life on your own? You know, these concepts have been done before. We've all seen Blade Runner. But, and that's a big capital B, capital U, capital T, but this movie is able to have that epic, huge sci-fi feeling that you get in something like Dune, that's a huge, epic sci-fi film, or Star Wars Rogue One, something that Gareth Edwards also directed. It's able to be that huge sci-fi world globe-trotting epic, but also at the same time, it's a deeply personal and character-driven movie, and it's really hard to balance those two things. But this movie really nails it. So yeah, this movie is original as all heck, right? But what is it? Like, what's going on? Let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's rip open this fucking bag of shredded lettuce and try and find some stuff. Let's redo. Let's fucking open up the bag of coal and find a diamond. Spoiler alert, it's mostly just diamonds. I hate this. Okay, this is so stupid. So stupid. So, first things first, let's talk about the cinematography. This movie was shot by Greg Fraser and Oren Sofer. What else has he done? Okay. So The Creator is his first, like, big Hollywood blockbuster motion picture. He's done a lot of foreign films that I should probably check out because they're probably shot beautifully. This movie is magnificent. Greg Fraser, he shot The Batman and Dune, which are two movies that are completely mesmerizing to look at. And they both have completely different styles, showing just how versatile of a cinematographer he is. And Oren, right? Is that your name? I'm so sorry. Yes, Oren. And Oren, I haven't seen his work before, but goddamn, it's good. It's good work. A lot of this movie was shot on a Sony FX3, which is honestly not that much different than the camera that I'm using to shoot this video. So this movie is very inspiring to watch. It's very cool to see a movie of this scale shot on a camera that is not as that much different than the one that I use. It's so cool. They also add this like film grain into it. Some movies it doesn't work, you know, with the graininess, but this movie, it really works. It gives this movie like a classic kind of feeling to it. Like it feels like, and it was like, I was so torn about this the other day, right? Where I was like, does this movie have a classic feel to it just because it's like original and it was really good? And like, it's something I haven't seen before. So it felt like I went to Blockbuster and like picked out something from the sci-fi section from the 80s or 90s and watched it and was like, whoa, this is awesome. Or is it because of the visual style that this movie had? And I think it's a bit of both, because the grain really makes this movie feel a little bit more vintage. But then again, you have all these mind-blowing visual effects, which is so crazy how good the visual effects look in this film with only an $80 million budget. Let's see what the budget was for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Let's Google it up. Quantumania budget. Okay, yeah, so Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, that had visuals like this, had a $200 million budget. And this movie that has visuals like this has an $80 million budget. And I just love it because you know that they just stretched out every single penny that they had to make this film, and it fucking shows. It's so beautiful to look at. Every single shot is a painting. It's amazing. There are shots in this movie where I'm like, I was speechless. My jaw was on the floor. Not, you know, my mouth was open the whole movie. It was very good. Very good. The visual effects are amazing and the cinematography is amazing, and they both like work together so well that it works, and it's absolutely incredible. What else should we talk about? So we talked about the originality, we talked about the cinematography and the visual effects. Man, there's something that's like really important to filmmaking, and like, I think, should we talk about the director of this movie? I think we should. So this movie was directed by Gareth Edwards, and he directed the shit out of this thing. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. This movie is very well directed. He knows when to hold on to shots and when not to hold on to shots. The direction with the actors is absolutely incredible, and the acting in this movie is great. John David Washington is such an interesting protagonist in this film. Very interesting. He's such a... You have to like learn to like him. He's not the most likable person at first, even though you see a tragic thing that happens to him and you understand the way that he is, but you don't really love it. He's not with the good guys at the beginning of the movie, and you really have to ease into liking his character, and it really works, especially like at the end with the payoff at the end. The fact that you have to like ease into his character and learn to love him and like honestly like grow with him makes the payment at the end, makes the payoff at the end of the movie just like that much more just like fulfilling and rewarding. It's so good. It's so well done. And the actress who plays Alfie, the little robot child of this movie, I'm not going to talk too much about her character because I don't want to give anything away, but oh my God, Madeline Univoyles knocks it out of the park. She was so great in this movie. I honestly, I don't know if it'll happen, but I really would love to see her be nominated for Best Actress because she is absolutely incredible in this film. So good. And after the movie, after I watched the movie, I was like, thinking to myself, I was like, oh, Alfie, the actress who played Alfie was so good, right? What else has she been? Because I didn't recognize her. And I looked her up on IMDb, and yep, that's it. That's all that's in her IMDb. Literally, this is it. This is The Creator. It's all that's in her IMDb. That's it. This is her first film. It's absolutely incredible. She is going places. And I absolutely love that this is the first film that she was in. And I think that Gareth Edwards did a great job at directing her, because she did a fantastic job. I can't wait to get the Blu-ray and to see the behind the scenes featurettes, because I'd really love to see some interviews with her about this being her first film, because I can't even imagine. Like, this is your first film? What? Like, she's obviously had some acting experience before, just not on screen. But this is, like, stage acting and film acting is so different, and she knocked it out of the park. And there's some scenes that require some very complex emotions from her, not just like stuff like be angry, be sad, even though those are two very hard emotions to really tap into as an actor. She has to tap into emotions where it's like you're sad, but you're hopeful, and happy at the same time, but you're regretful of the decisions that you've made to lead you to this point. Just like stuff where it's just like, it's mind-boggling, the fact that she was so good. And I think she absolutely steals the show in this movie. John David Washington was good. He was not good, but he was great as Joshua. But Madeline Unival steals the show as Alfie. And the movie is worth the price of your ticket just for her. I cannot give her enough praise. So, I mean, well, let's talk about the score. The score is great. It's done by Hans Zimmer. He's really good at his job. I don't know. It's a really fantastic score. There's also a couple really fun needle drops in here as well, too. So keep your eye open for those. Writing. We need to talk about the writing. This movie was written so well. There wouldn't be movies, period, without writing. There wouldn't be anything to make if there wasn't a story that was written. And this movie was also written by Gareth Edwards. He did a fantastic job writing the screenplay. I love it. Like I said earlier, I love how how they were able to balance such an epic, large-scale futuristic war film with a deep, personal, character-driven film, and just like they balanced each other so well, and it just created such a great work of science fiction, and I loved it. So yeah, The Creator is one of the best movies of the year, and if you're one of the people who is like, originality is dead in Hollywood doesn't make anything new anymore, they don't make them like they used to, go see this movie. This is the movie that you need to support, because if you support this movie, they will make more original movies like it. Even if there are a few plot points that have kind of been done before in other science fiction films, this movie has a great spin on them, and it tells its story with a lot of heart, and the acting is phenomenal, the direction is great, the movie is just like, if those things aren't your thing in this movie, it's something to behold. It is so nice to look at. It's so freaking pretty, and it's so nice to watch an original science fiction film that doesn't just look like a glossy HD Hollywood film. It looks like it looks interesting. It has its own style and tone, and it's different than everything else, and it breaks the mold, and I love it for that. So go check out The Creator as soon as you can. You should give this movie all your money if you can. It's totally worth seeing this movie in the theaters. I highly recommend it. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel. You can give this movie a like. Leave a comment. I would love to talk with you in the comments. I'd love to discuss your opinions. Since we did talk about spoilers in this movie, everyone who hasn't seen this movie, stay away from the comments. I like to talk about your opinions about this film in the comments. Let's get a good conversation started. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, you know where to find it because you found this video, and you can watch more of them on my channel. So I hope to see you again. Bye.